welcome to another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. In each episode, we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney+. On this episode, we take a look at the Hulu-released The Binge, starring Vince Vaughn and Grace Van Dien. And stay tuned for a bonus story as we take a look at the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. And if you are enjoying these videos, I do ask that you please hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified with each new episode. Now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we are covering The Binge. This movie was released on August 28th of 2020. It was directed by Jeremy Gerlich. It was written by Jordan Van Dien. The production companies were LD Entertainment and American High, and it was distributed by Hulu on their streaming service. In terms of the production history, the film was announced in September of 2019 with the director and the cast already in place, and filming would actually take place in Syracuse, New York in September of 2019 as well. In terms of the cast, we have Skylar Gisondo, who plays Griffin, Eduardo Franco, who plays Andrew, Dexter Darden, who plays Hags, Vince Vaughn plays Professor Carlson, or Principal Carlson, and Grace Van Dien plays Lisa. In terms of the plot, this is a parody of The Purge, where all alcohol and drugs are prohibited the entire year except on the day The Purge, where alcohol and drugs are permitted for exactly 12 hours. So there's not a lot to this movie. In terms of like trivia and legacy and stuff like that. It is one of those Hulu released movies that kind of was released fairly quickly. Vince Vaughn has even said he did this movie for the money. In terms of more of the plot, it is more of a kind of story about the title or the teenage characters Griffin and Hags and Andrew, where they're kind of going from scenario to scenario in different parties and different scenarios. To ultimately for Griffin is to win the love of his life, Lisa. So in terms of recommending this movie is terrible. It is very bad. It's not very funny. It's very stereotypical in terms of its humor. The only redeeming part of the movie is that they have a musical sequence number where they do kind of a parody of musicals. It was very entertaining. It actually made me laugh. But other than that, this is one I would skip. It is just, even Vince Vaughn looks bored. So this one I would definitely take a pass on. So as we look forward to our bonus story, we're going to take a look at the history of the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. For those of you that don't know what it is, the Food and Wine Festival is an annual food festival held in Epcot that usually runs from mid-July to November. The festival has special kiosks that offer food and drink pairings from different countries around the world. And the festival will also offer cooking demonstrations, free concerts, and lots of exclusive merchandise. In terms of the history of it, George Kalendargas, who was president of Walt Disney Resort since 2013, actually had the idea back in 1996. And the first event actually ran for 30 days from September 28th to October of 27th. And the first event only featured food booths and a gourmet food market, cooking demonstrations, wine tastings, and appearances from celebrity chefs. The festival has grown quite significantly now, so it's almost like takes up like a good 6 months. Like they run from July to November, and sometimes even longer. And highlights from recent years, in 2014, it was reported from the Orlando Sentinel that the festival would include 100,000 dessert portions, 360,000 beer servings, 300,000 wine pours, and 1.5 million taste portions of food from visitors from over 25 nations. So it is definitely grown in popularity. In 2016, one of the highlights is the festival actually expanded to the Disney resorts for the first time with events at Disney's Contemporary Resort, Grand Floridian, Polynesian, and Yacht Club resorts. And then in 2018, a character dance party was added along with a junior chef kitchen and a Sunday brunch. So I have fond memories of this festival. It's always a great time. You get lots of different food pairings as well. It's it's easy to kind of expand your palate and kind of do those different tastings from different parts of the world and kind of taste those foods that you've never tasted before. I'm not even a big drinker, and I really enjoy more of the food and the dessert pairings, as well as the merchandise is definitely something to look at as well. I think it was like 2 years ago they had the Figment popcorn bucket that was like exploded in popularity. Like you couldn't even, you'd have to go to eBay to get it. So if you're ever in the Walt Disney World area during basically from July to November, definitely check this one out. It's definitely worth it. Even the concerts are really good. I remember when I was there, we saw Hanson. Their Journey was there, so I guess some popular acts end up performing at these free concerts as well. So I definitely recommend this. It's definitely worth it. So thank you for joining us here on another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. I would love for anyone to leave their opinion on what they thought of The Binge, a parody of The Purge, as well as if you've ever been to the International Food and Wine Festival. Would love to hear about some of your favorite memories. So as we look forward to our next episode, we're going to start to do our month of Christmas/winter movies. So first stop on our journey of these movies is we're going to be looking at Cool Runnings. So until next time, I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.